Hello, everyone. Welcome to Court with Krissy. 3 different updates for you. First, Bunny Ears is back. And then Ms. Harvey reports to Judge Mogan. Can she work more than an hour a week? And was she able to get life insurance? And finally, the teacher with a career-ending plea. He cried then, and he's also going to cry at his sentencing. I hope you like it. Court with Krissy is now in session.
Ms. Phoenix, can you come on up? So you're asking for an order against the same person. You've been here a couple of times. I don't see that they've been served. They have to be served on both cases, right? You can take a seat. So
I gave it to the police department, but I don't know where it's gone from there.
Yeah.
Should I get another one and
we can,
find
yeah, what we
somebody
should
else
do,
to serve
if
it?
you want, did you know that person who was just on here, that petitioner? The Ms. Lee?
No.
They were able to track her. I was gonna say you could speak with her to see how they found.
I thought I heard something about Jordan. And
Yes, she was asking for an order against the same person and she
oh,
was able.
no way.
Yes, way. And so she was here to get them. You know, I don't think I've ever said that in court before, but
That's
yes,
crazy.
that exactly happens. So
Oh,
hang on just a
wow.
second. So,
That doesn't surprise me though. Damn.
okay. So that's other language that shouldn't be used in court.
I'm
ma'am.
so sorry. I forgot
Okay.
that's not it.
And we'll reissue it. We'll try another 2 weeks from today, which is October 14th.
Is there a way for me, like, can I get like another order like given to me so then I can like find somebody else to serve it?
Yeah, we're gonna get one to you right now.
Perfect.
And then you need to go, so we'll make a copy of this right now. The copy of the rest of the service packet can get emailed to you. Once you get that, you're free to go.
Okay.
So, as I was saying, a long time ago, the parameters of the order are there is proof of service. The person's not to cause you any harm, not to contact you, not to engage in stalking behavior. Don't come within 1,000 feet of you, your residence, place of employment, or your vehicle.
My son.
And this includes, yes, I was gonna get to that.
Thank you.
This also includes, I've checked the box where all minors named in the petition are included in the protection order. So that includes your child.
Thank you.
And then you could get a copy of this off the Thurston County District Court website. And this order will be in place for 1 year.
All right, thank you, sir.
We will go on the record in the matter 20 CF 91, State of Wisconsin versus Lori Harvey. The state appears through DOC agent Gretchen Anibis by video conferencing. We have Lori Harvey by video conferencing. We also have the victims appearing by telephone conferences, Jim and Patty Moline. We also have Amanda Moline, again by telephone conference. We're set today in this matter for a probation review hearing. At the last probation review hearing we had on August 29th, the court did require and order Ms. Harvey to go to her doctor for, evaluation to determine whether or not she is capable of working at all. And for her to apply for various life insurance coverage to see if she can have coverage for the remaining restitution that is owed. And the court required at least up to $50,000. The court is now in receipt of information from DOC agent Annabis that indicates that at least from Dr. Hannigan, that Ms. Harvey is not capable of working in any capacity due to her underlying physical and psychological capacities, and she should be exempted from any ability to work. Moreover, the court has received various rejections from numerous life insurance facilities, from AARP, from Global Life, from Ethos Life, from True Stage Life, from New York Life, from Northwestern Life, indicating that Ms. Harvey is not eligible for life insurance coverage to cover the remaining restitution if she were to untimely pass away. The court also received information from DOC agent Annabis, I believe in August, that showed Ms. Harvey's income for Social Security disability for her monthly income of $1,038 a month. And I believe her monthly expenses and some monthly payment, I think of $50 a month, or $50 that she made for her last payment. Ms. Animus, is there anything additional that you can add for the court?
I do, Your Honor. According to her financial update on 10/1, she did make a payment of $25. It has not been disputed yet to the victims just because it was posted.
Ms. Harvey, I know that we had a hearing, actually we've had multiple hearings in which the court has went over your financial situation and the fact that you are living with your mother and I believe your stepfather or her husband, and that you do have certain expenses and you do have a limited income, but there needs to be a way that you can increase your restitution payments in some way, shape, or form. How are you going to be able to look at doing that? Because $25 a month or $50 a month is just not going to cut it when we have approximately 50 or so thousand that is still outstanding. Ms. Harvey?
Do you want me to speak?
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to let you know that it's a company, it's called where is it? CVS Insurance. They're for somebody who is a felon. I contacted them, and for a $40,000 whole life policy is $179.40 a month. That has been submitted. They have not been approved. It's been submitted. It's going into arbitration, you know, whatever the underwriters. So I'm letting you know of that. Well, then I know that's not the full amount. So Gerber Life, Gerber Life, I sent them $109 because it's in process to see if I'm approved for them. But they would, if I'm approved, I would get $25,000 through them. So I am working on getting this resolved, ma'am. I've got 2 of them pending. I just got the New York Life rejection letter. I know you don't have it, but I do have it. I'll get that to Gretchen here. But I just wanted to let you know that there are 2 in the CVS. When I talked to him, he said that's about the only way I'm going to get, because of being a felon, life insurance for that amount. But they'll do 40,000, but it'd be $179.40 a month. And then I'd have to take out like Gerber Life. I could do up to 25,000. I could do it 20,000, 10,000. You know what I mean? And then I'd have to pay for that, which would be $109 or less.
All right, so what I'm hearing is that you would be able to find the coverage, but that would be a total of about $288 a month.
Yeah.
So I do have Ms. Patty Moline and Jim Moline. I did mute you because there was a little background noise, some wind and etc. You would need to *6 because I do need to ask Mr. and Mrs. Moline a question, and I do need to ask Amanda Moline a question, because that's about $288 a month. But that would be coverage for the full amount of restitution that would be remaining owed if Ms. Harvey were to pass away.
It'd be 65 total.
All right, so Ms. Patty Moline, can you *6 and unmute, please? I've now hit a button, if you can see. There you go. Now, that would be approximately $288 a month, but that would have life insurance that she would pay for, that if she were to untimely pass away, that you would be entitled to have the restitution covered if she were to pass away. Now, would the victims, this is a question I'm going to ask the victims, and if you don't feel comfortable talking about it right now, please talk to Ms. Bauer, because this is something that we can discuss and have as part of an order, because $288 a month could be a significant payment towards restitution a month, or it would go to pay for insurance to cover in case Ms. Harvey were to pass away. So would the victims feel more comfortable receiving a payment of $288 a month in restitution payments now, or would they rather have comfort in having knowledge of life insurance and having, of course, being provided the proof that Ms. Harvey is paying that monthly in case she does pass away, so that in the end, you would be receiving the amount of restitution that you're entitled to? If you wish to answer or to provide any response right now, you sure may, or this can be something that we can address later and you can discuss this with Ms. Bauer. Is there anything that Ms. Amanda Moline or Mr. and Mrs. Moline would like to provide to the court at this moment? I can't hear you. You're cutting out, Patty.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're in this.
We'll try it again, Patty. Just see what happens.
Okay. Is there any, how are we going to know that if she pays it?
Well, she would need to continue to provide proof to the court that she's going to pay that. But $288 a month that's a lot of money that could be paid towards restitution now, or or you never know, like after, you never know what's going to happen down the road in 5 years or 10 years.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
we're 70 years old, both of us, and Lori is much younger than us. And for us, we would like the payment
No.
now, because at 70 and if you want to do, if whatever Eric and Amanda want to do, that's fine. But for Jim and I, if she can come up with that type for a premium, then give that to us now.
Amanda?
My reservations with, I understand having the life insurance as the backup is a great idea. But my problem is, how do I know that she's not going to drop this life insurance policy when her probation is up? And if she can come up with that money for the premiums for her life insurance, why isn't she able to pay that to us now?
All right, so what I'm
That's-
hearing
That's
is,
where I'm sitting.
Ms. Harvey, what I'm hearing is that they'd rather have the cash in hand now. So we can put the CVS insurance. And I do want to say, Ms. Harvey, that I think that it was really great of you to do some digging and do some looking and find the CVS insurance that will insure felons, because that is something I wasn't aware of. And so now I can do some looking in case that I need that for the future for other cases. But what I'm hearing, Ms. Annabis and Ms. Harvey, is that with this case and these victims, they would much rather have the $288 paid per month to them, so it's cash in hand, rather than have it go to a big corporation that may never be fruitful to them.
All right. Whatever.
So, Ms. Harvey, so what we're gonna do then is, starting this month, instead of you paying CVS and or Gerber insurance for 2 insurance policies, and
I
instead of,
already sent them the money as soon as I have to contact them and tell them I no longer want to do it. And then they send it back to me. It already was sent. So it doesn't come back to me until I tell them I don't want it. Then they'll send it back.
all right, then you go ahead and you do that, because then it's gonna be that, the payments are going to now be $288. That money, at the very least, is going to be paid towards the victims every month instead of towards the insurance companies.
All right.
Okay?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I ask Ms. Harvey a question?
You may, Miss Annabis.
Ms. Harvey, when do you get your disability check?
It comes usually on the 3rd, but depending on, like, if it's a weekend or something, then it would come on the 30th. But it usually comes on the 3rd.
The 3rd of each month, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your Honor, would it be something we could discuss about making that payment every 3rd of the month, so this is consistent on Lori's side, on my side, and the victim's side?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
3rd of every month. Perfect. I like that way of thinking, Miss Annabis. Thank you for taking initiative.
May
All
I
right, I think
say one more thing on the record? Sorry.
you may. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Ms. Harvey, I just want to inform you that we are going to request this on the 3rd of each month, and if we don't get it on the 3rd, the courts will be informed.
That's fine.
Thank you.
All right, so with regards to October, though, are you
October-
asking, Miss Annabis, are you asking for October to be paid this month too? Because Miss Harvey said that she already sent money to the insurance companies.
If you be willing to start this in November and it is okay with the victims, I would be fine with that, per your discretion.
Miss Harvey, what were you going to say?
That would work.
Now, once you get this, we'll start it with starting in November. But when you get the money back from the insurance companies, though, Miss Harvey, that money has to be directed right back to Miss Annabis to be paid to the victims, okay?
Yep.
All right, anything else that we need to address here today?
Your Honor, can I talk? This is Jim Moline.
Yes, Mr. Moline.
Well, why does she only have to have one doctor that says she is totally incapable? Because I can go find a doctor that will say you can't work either. But that is just, I'm sorry, strange, okay?
Unfortunately, Mr. Moline, she is under Social Security disability, and already that is what has placed her under disability. Therefore, quite honestly, she has already been deemed disabled, and so the court already put an animus upon her to go ahead and have another
Okay.
another step in having another doctor say that because I was making her have to show that she can't work at all.
Right, yes.
Because even though you're deemed disabled under disability, you still have the ability under disability to work some. But yet this doctor says that she can't work at all. So that's where we are. All right,
Okay.
so we will wait to see how this flushes out, and I will wait to hear from Ms. Annabis. And if we're not receiving the consistent payments, that is, if we don't receive the November 3rd payment on time, then we will have to have additional probation review hearings and or contempt hearings and go from there. All right. If there's nothing further, then we are adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you later.
All done.
It still does not mind. I connect with them guys, so. It's happening. Just being in this position to be a change. It might be. You guys, in that position.
It's a gift. I will tell you, we as a society, and just doing statistical analysis that I've read, different stories, like we need to support the hiring and the recruiting of African American teachers. You know that better than I. Yeah. All right, it is a real challenge, I think, for the school system in general. I mean, you know the stats.
Yes.
If an African American student at one point in time in their career has an African American teacher, their numbers, their scores, everything goes up. You know that, right?
Yes.
And so we got to get this right. Because if we have somebody who has the talent and the ability to and can have that kind of impact on students long term without even knowing, well, then we got to support that. We got to protect that, because I don't know, like the person standing before me versus the person that night. I mean, it's hard to reconcile, because that's so reckless and so dangerous. And to get to that level of alcohol, to get to a point where you were in an accident, I mean, beyond what the damage you could have done to yourself, the idea that it could be that kind of negative force in the community, that's just simply not who you are. So my expectation is that you will do the same thing that you ask of every student that's before you: accountability, honesty, hard work. we bring that to the table, we win more often than we lose. So I have high hopes here. And I just, again, I appreciate your willingness to continue to commit to the great profession that is teaching. And I just wanted to bring those stats to the table so that you know that even beyond the connections you're making right now, I mean, all your students are going to be in that much better a position. Fair?
Yes.
All right. All right, so sentence of this court, I will reduce the fine somewhat. It's a $500 fine plus $350 in court costs, $125 state costs. There's a $100 screening fee, plus arrest costs and probation costs. I'm authorizing a long-term payment plan. Like, we already know money is a challenge, so we can pay that off over time. We're gonna stretch that out so it's manageable, okay? Place him on probation for 2 years, whether he's on probation for the full 2 years, we'll see. All right, I'm gonna give myself some time to see how it goes, and the court can always consider early discharge. BAC and the accident, that usually equals a jail sentence, but I've seen enough on bond that I'm gonna suspend the time. I agree with probation, I'm gonna hold that off. And if you do, as I expect you will do, and be successful on this probation, I'll cancel that jail time. I want you to enroll with outpatient counseling. I do think that there's some benefit in engaging with some support groups, but 2 is a lot, so I'll cut it in half. So we'll do 1 a week, and we'll see what he has to say. Work with probation. It's not just about AA. It's, you know, there's smart recovery. There are meetings that are just for teachers. Like look around. I just want you to have the most tools in your toolbox to get through this. I'm going to reduce his community service hours because the work he's done down to 40 hours. So I'm wiping out 20 hours, and that's just simply because the work he did on bond. Attend the bad victim impact panel, seek and maintain employment. We do need to work with fingerprinting, but your probation officer can help you with that. No alcohol or any controlled substances, illegal controlled substances or mind-altering substances. I'm not going to violate you for use pursuant to the card, but you're going to have to journal that use. You're not allowed to use recreationally, but only pursuant to the card. Submit to random screenings, no bars, clubs, liquor stores while on probation. Any violation could result in up to 180 days. I would be shocked if we end up with that resolution with you sitting in jail for 6 months. It will mean that I misjudged you. I don't think that I am. I'll set this for a review in 90 days. I'll try to hit you on a school break. So for now, I'll shoot for like December 18th. So I'll set this for a review in 90 days. We'll try December 18th. Hopefully you're out of school by then. But if you're in compliance, we do those reviews on Zoom anyway. Okay, we got a game plan. All right, and I appreciate you wearing your emotions on your sleeve. You care about doing right by this. It makes me that much more confident about you as a teacher. You obviously care a lot. And so we have to get this right. I'm going to hold you to a high standard, but I know you can not just meet it, you'll exceed it. I'll see you in 90 days. If you have any questions, you're going to have like 100 when you leave here. Your probation officer, all right, there's no limit for how many times you can call or access your probation officer, okay?
Okay.
Got it?
All right.
Let's do this.
Thank you.
Judge, just to clarify, is the counseling he's doing in the school sufficient for?
Is it through school?
He's seeing.
Yes, I'm seeing my school counselor. We talk,
Yeah.
kind of like a mentorship, but.
We're gonna, let's just make sure you check with, check on current counseling plan. Let me see how that's working. Maybe that combined with a meeting, since it's not a traditional counseling source, maybe that would be sufficient to qualify as a traditional outpatient counseling order, okay? And who's here with you today, sir?
I have my auntie and my stepdad.
Thank you so much, both of you, for being here. It is horrible to come into court by yourself. You know, even with a lawyer, you feel very alone. I know he doesn't feel alone today. Thank you both.